Hello everyone, hi. This video is about women, but I request all the men to listen to this video so that you get a better understanding of what could be going wrong in your relationship with your partner. So this video is about women who are in a long-term live-in relationship or who have been married for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years or as long as even 25 years and are now beginning to realize that something doesn't feel right in their relationship anymore. So you have stopped smiling, you have stopped expressing yourself freely. It feels as if you are walking on eggshells, careful not to upset your partner. And you are beginning to realize that your partner is kind of very dominating, controlling, is a bully, very manipulative or emotionally toxic. And now you're caught up in a dilemma whether to stay in this relationship or to leave it. And I would also like to talk about how hypnotherapy and regression therapy helps you to get out of this stuck situation in life by giving you a deeper understanding of this relationship so that you find the right way forward in your life. And to all the young girls who are still dating, you can watch my video Red Flags in your relationship to get a better understanding of your relationship, the link of which I have shared in the description box. Hello everyone, my name is Dipti and I am a clinical hypnotherapist, a regression therapist and a family constellation therapist, and I specialize in inner child therapy work, past life therapy work. Over the years, I have guided my clients to explore the power of their own subconscious mind by healing their unresolved emotions and finding balance in their careers, finances, relationships, and inner world. My mission is to help individuals move from pain and confusion to clarity, healing, and empowerment. I do online sessions that may take 1.5 to 2 hours time, and these sessions are very private and confidential and one-on-one. Apart from being a therapist, I'm a wife, a mother, a pet parent, and a Kathak dancer as well. Let's begin from the beginning. So the initial years of marriage presents normally a very rosy picture, and we are either so much in love or trying to get to know one another, depending on whether you have had a love marriage or an arranged marriage, and everything around us is so nice and beautiful. Unless, of course, if you have a physically abusive partner who may hit you very often because of one reason or another. In that case, my advice to you would be to just leave. Do not waste your life and time waiting for that day when your partner's behavior would transform and he would become a new leaf. Because yes, that is very much possible, but it's very rare. But mostly the toxicity of a partner is not always very loud and clear and obvious, and many a times it is so subtle that a woman may take several years to notice them. So for example, you may notice with time that every decision has to go through him. From what you wear to where to go or whom to meet, he needs to approve everything. And you always thought that he cares for me. Till one day when you realize that you can't even meet your friend without his permission or without his mood changing. And that is when you begin to realize that it was actually dominance and control in the guise of care and concern. It is when you realize that he has all the financial controls and you are not even allowed to know about the finances, about how much he earns from his business or what is his salary. You're not allowed to take financial decisions, and when you ask for money for your personal needs, he demands explanations. And you realize that you're not even his priority. He cares more for his own family. He takes decision about his family, whether it's financial or otherwise, without your consultation. He doesn't care to even inform you about those decisions. because he thinks they are his family and his duty to decide on them, and he doesn't think you are his equal or good enough even to consult before taking such decisions. Probably your husband or partner is very charming and successful and always very polite in public, and to the world, both of you are the perfect couple. But behind locked doors, he would always mock your ideas, he would dismiss your feelings, and always blame you for everything going wrong in his life. And you have tolerated this behavior of his silently over years because you always thought that nobody would believe you. Or maybe he has a habit of making harsh comments about your looks, about your choices, or about your family very often. Or so he would say things like, "Why do you have to wear so much makeup? Anyway, you're not going to look pretty." Or, "Why don't you for once wear something more ladylike?" Or he would often make some harsh, abusive comments about your family. And when you want to talk to him about it, he would always say like, "Oh, you're so sensitive," or "I didn't mean to say that," or "Why do you always have to twist my words?" Or maybe he always gives you a very silent treatment when you express your disagreement about something, and he completely withdraws and goes silent for days. And you initially thought that he needed space, but it was later on that you gradually realized that his silence was a way to punish you for your disagreement, or probably it was his way of gaining control over you. So, after several years of observation of these toxic patterns in our partner, which is actually so hard to accept because we always thought that our partner is so loving and caring, and it's only with time that we gradually realize that in the guise of love and concern, it's actually dominance and control and authority and manipulation and bad behavior. And so, the very first thing that happens to a woman with this realization is that love flows out of the window. And she stops laughing and she stops dreaming. And the acceptance of this reality breaks her heart. And the very first thing that she goes through is self doubt. Like, am I reading the situation right? Or is this just my imagination? And when finally the acceptance happens, comes the dilemma. So, what do I do next? Do I leave this marriage or do I stay in it? What do I do? Because by the time she has realized and accepted these toxic patterns in her partner, she has already had one or two kids, and now she is very concerned about the kids. Had it been only for her, she would have walked out of the relationship, but now she cares about the children. How can I give them a broken home? And am I good enough or capable enough to give them a good future? Well, it's a very tough decision to take, and she's in this dilemma and she feels very stuck. So if your life is in such a phase where you feel stuck and you feel whether to stay or to leave this relationship or what should I do, then as a clinical hypnotherapist and a past life regression therapist, I can tell you that your situation in life is because probably due to your own inner child issues, where you have patterns in your subconscious mind because of which you have attracted this toxic partner, or probably it is because of the inner child issues of your partner, or perhaps both of you are karmically entangled from a past life which has brought both of you together in this lifetime. And so I don't have a very clear answer as a yes or no. I'm sorry to say, because every person has a different life and a different story and different lessons to learn from a toxic relationship. So while one person may need to learn to get away from this toxic relationship, while the other person needs to learn the lessons of self-worth and again another person would need to learn the lessons of spirituality and self growth, or maybe someone needs to learn growth to grow in power because of this toxic relationship. So the same life situation can bring different stories and different life lessons for all of you. Now the question is, what is your story and what are your lessons to be learned in this situation? To find out, it will be good if you can book a therapy session so that you can understand in details and in depth your own life story and why your relationship with your partner is so troubled and why is he so toxic for you, and what is the lessons that you really need to learn from this relationship, whether you need to continue in this relationship or do you actually need to let this relationship go. So to get the complete understanding, book a therapy session to get clarity so that you can move forward in the right direction in life in future and you can take the right decisions. So do let me know what's your story and if you would like to book a therapy session. So till next video, take good care of yourselves. Bye bye. Namaskar.